In a quiet town, far from busy cities, stood a small, aging house. The walls were cracked, the roof leaked during rain, but once. This house was full of laughter. Inside that house lived Amina. Amina was 17 years old. She had gentle eyes, a calm voice, and a heart that trusted too easily. She believed that family was everything. But family did not believe the same about her. Amina lost her biological mother when she was just 6. Her father remarried 2 years later, hoping to give his daughter a complete home again. The woman he married was Martha. Martha came with her own son, Daniel. At first, everything looked normal. They smiled. They ate together. They prayed together. But smiles can hide knives. After Amina's father died suddenly from an illness, the house changed overnight. The laughter stopped. The warmth disappeared. Martha became distant. Cold. Daniel became bold. Arrogant. Amina was no longer daughter. She became a burden. She cleaned the house. She cooked the food. She washed the clothes. Yet she was reminded daily. You are eating what does not belong to you. Amina never argued. She believed patience would save her. But patience, in a house full of envy, becomes weakness. Daniel was 2 years older than Amina. He dropped out of school. He blamed everyone except himself. And most of all, he blamed Amina. Because Amina was different. She was intelligent. Teachers praised her. People respected her. Daniel hated that. At first, Daniel's cruelty came as jokes. Careful, Amina. Don't poison the food today. Everyone laughed. But jokes repeated too often become intentions. Daniel noticed how people admired Amina. How neighbors spoke kindly of her. How even Martha sometimes compared them. That comparison burned him. Why her? Why not me? Slowly, his jealousy grew teeth. The kitchen was Amina's safest place. Or so she thought. Every morning, she cooked. Every evening, she served. Food was love to her. She never imagined food could become a weapon. Daniel watched her silently. One day, when no one was around, he entered the kitchen and stared at the pot. His eyes didn't see food. They saw control. Daniel worked part-time at a local workshop. One afternoon, while cleaning metal tools, he noticed a bottle kept aside. A dangerous liquid. Used to clean rust. Acid. The label warned. Extremely corrosive. Daniel didn't look away. Instead, he smiled. That night, he didn't sleep. Not because of fear. 2 days later, Amina cooked her usual dinner. Rice. Vegetables. Simple. Honest. Daniel entered the kitchen while she stepped out to fetch water. For just a moment. That moment changed everything. He opened the cabinet. Pulled out the bottle. His hand shook. But not from guilt. From anticipation. A few drops. That's all. He stirred slowly. Carefully. Then he put everything back. And waited. But because of excitement. They sat at the table. Amina served everyone. She served Daniel first. He smiled at her. Thank you, sister. That word cut deeper than any knife. Amina ate. At first, nothing happened. Daniel felt disappointed. Then suddenly, Amina's face tightened. Her throat burned. Her stomach screamed. She dropped her spoon. Amina ran to the bathroom. She vomited violently. Her body shook. Martha shouted angrily. Why are you being dramatic? Daniel stood silently. Watching. Learning. The pain passed after hours. Doctors said it was food poisoning. No one asked questions. No one suspected. That night, Daniel stood in front of the mirror. He didn't see a criminal. He saw a winner. She survived, he thought. Next time. She won't. Because evil doesn't stop after its first attempt. It improves. Daniel felt powerful. Amina was weak for days. But she was not foolish. She remembered Daniel's smile. The timing. The silence. Something felt wrong. Still, she said nothing. Because victims are taught to doubt themselves. A week later, Daniel increased the dose. Not a few drops. Enough to ensure damage. Again, Amina ate. This time, she collapsed. Blood. Screams. Hospital. Doctors whispered words that scared even them. If she eats this again, she may not survive. Daniel stood outside the hospital room. Calm. Because he believed he was invisible. Amina lay in bed. Weak. But awake. She made a promise. Not to revenge. But to survive. Because survival itself is the beginning of karma. Daniel believed Amina was powerless. But he forgot one thing. Evil always leaves traces. Someone had seen him near the kitchen. Someone had noticed the bottle. Someone was watching. And karma had already started preparing his plate. Amina stayed in the hospital for 2 weeks. Doctors were confused. Her internal injuries didn't match normal food poisoning. Something stronger had attacked her body. Something intentional. But without proof. Truth remained silent. Amina listened. She observed. She remembered every detail. The food. The timing. The smile. And slowly, fear turned into clarity. One night, a nurse named Grace checked Amina's vitals. Grace was not just kind, she was curious. Has this happened before? She asked softly. Amina hesitated. Then whispered. Yes. That one word changed everything. Grace reported it. Tests were ordered. Food samples requested. Suddenly, what Daniel thought was over had only begun. Daniel laughed when he heard Amina would return home. She's weak, he told himself. She won't speak. He underestimated silence. Because silence doesn't mean ignorance. It means strategy. Amina returned home thinner. Quieter. But stronger inside. She avoided the kitchen. She avoided food cooked by others. Daniel noticed. He became impatient. Evil hates delay. Daniel wanted to finish it. Quickly. He prepared another dose. But this time, he rushed. He hid the bottle poorly. And someone else saw it. Martha. Martha picked up the bottle. Her hands trembled. Daniel. She asked later. Daniel lied effortlessly. It's for work. Martha wanted to believe him. Because truth would destroy her world. But doubt had entered. That evening, Daniel prepared the food. He poured the liquid. Distracted. Unaware. Amina watched from the doorway. And said nothing. Because she didn't need to. Karma was already adjusting the recipe. They sat at the table. For the first time, Daniel served. He placed a plate in front of Amina. Then one in front of himself. Amina's heart raced. But she stayed calm. Martha received a call and stepped away. Silence. Then, a mistake. Daniel picked up the wrong plate. Daniel took the first bite. His face froze. Burning. Shock. Pain he had seen before. Only now, it was his. He screamed. Collapsed. The room filled with chaos. Doctors rushed Daniel in. Same symptoms. Same damage. But this time, tests confirmed something terrifying. Chemical poisoning. Authorities were alerted. Questions were asked. Patterns were noticed. Grace, the nurse, recognized the case. Same girl. Same house. Same signs. Police requested investigation. The bottle was found. Fingerprints. Evidence. Daniel's confidence shattered. Daniel denied everything. Until confronted with proof. Medical reports. Witness statements. Timeline. And finally, Amina spoke. Calmly. Clearly. Without anger. Truth doesn't need volume. Martha listened. And broke. Her son. Her choices. Her silence. She had ignored cruelty. Now she faced consequences. Daniel was arrested. No shouting. No revenge. Just justice. Because karma doesn't scream. It delivers. Months later. Amina returned to school. Scholarship. Support. Healing. She didn't become bitter. She became better. This didn't happen in one country. It happens everywhere. Where jealousy lives. Where silence protects evil. Where victims are underestimated. But karma is universal. Evil planned in silence will always return with noise. You may escape people, but you will never escape consequences. If this story touched you, if you believe karma is real, then subscribe. Because every story here reminds us, evil never wins in the end.